Okay, we're recording. We should be live on Facebook. Welcome everyone to the December 9th, 2020 meeting of the Carmel Mountain Ranch Sabre Springs Community Council. We have more people I'm admitting as I'm going here. Calling the meeting to order and gonna do a roll call here. Thank you. Gonna do roll call here. Let's see, I need to see the chat window. Rather than, well, let's get through the roll call really quickly here. I am Eric Edelman. I'm your chairperson. I'm a business owner here in Carmel Mountain Ranch, and I am here. I know that Esther is here. Esther, can you, let's see. I'm gonna unmute you so you can say hello.
Hi, Eric. And I'm just, I log on my phone for the audio, and I'm gonna log on my computer so that I can send you the list of people in the chat. So I'm going in right now. Hang on.
Okay, so you're gonna send me a list in the chat of everyone who's here? Is that what you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, should I then let people introduce
themselves? Start calling who you know.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
how about can I do it since the list is right here? And have everybody just say,
I've got the list here too. So I've asked Ryan, are you here?
I am here.
Okay, Ryan, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Ryan Yamasaki, homeowner, Carmel Mountain Ranch.
Okay, I'm unmuting the board members as I go here, and you can remute or whatever is needed. And then Dan Thompson.
Dan Thompson, business owner. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. John Chu. Oh, your audio's doing that thing again. John Chu is here. Hopefully whatever's going on with your audio will fix itself. You were good for a couple of months. Rich Craigie.
Hi, Rich Craigie, resident Carmel Mountain Ranch, and I love John's audio. Sounds
it is pretty. It's pretty Christmassy.
Like the Chipmunks.
Okay, John Schroeder. I'm unmuting you.
Okay, John Schroeder, homeowner in Carmel Mountain Ranch.
Mark Clark, I saw, he said he was here. Mark, you there?
I am. Mark Clark, homeowner, Carmel Mountain Ranch.
Awesome. Michelle Mullen, I saw.
Yep, Michelle Mullen, homeowner.
Awesome, thank you. Joe Valencia. Do I see Joe in here? Does anybody see Joe in here? I don't see Joe. Keep an eye out for Joe. Oh wait, I'm admitting to, okay, that isn't Joe. So right now, Joe Valencia is not here. Kurt Carlson, oh geez.
Kurt's here.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. It's Kurt Carlson, resident, live from Lake Tahoe.
Oh, nice. And Silva.
I'm here.
Awesome.
Hello.
Is Majid with you or is he somewhere else?
He's in the other room, but he's going to join us in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So at this point, everyone except Joe Valencia and Majid Masharian are here, and Majid will join us in a minute. So we are done with intros and roll call. Thank you. And where does that leave me? Approval of the agenda, which you all just got a few minutes ago. I'm sorry about that. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I read it. I'll make that motion to approve.
Okay. Anybody second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor, just say aye. Well, let's make it easy. Is anyone opposed or abstaining?
Hey, you guys, can I get people to state their names? Don't just say aye, because I need to jot down who said what. So who made the motion for the agenda?
Rich made the motion to approve, John Schroeder seconded, and I am going to interpret any lack of chat or other input as approval. Michelle Mullen hasn't read it, she'll abstain. So, yeah, that was my fault. And then with regard to minutes, Esther sent them to me last night and I got super busy today and forgot to send them out to everyone. So we are stacking up minutes, but the meetings are available on YouTube and I'll put this one up right after it's over. So the city will get the minutes and you all will get the YouTube way before that. So sorry about that. Things have been insane the last few months.
So we'll approve September, October, November, and January.
Yes, except we didn't do November, so we'll approve
Oh, that's right.
October.
We'll
We'll
do
approve
December.
October and December and January and get them posted on the city's website, and the YouTube links will just go up because those are recordings that won't change.
Right.
A better record of the meeting, in fact, than the minutes, but we still put those in, supposedly. Yeah, I don't,
Hey,
it's not,
hey,
it's
don't
not,
knock the minutes. Don't knock the minutes until I stop doing them.
I know it's not really funny. I'm sorry about that. It's just things have been crazy.
All right, you wanna mute me or can I unmute myself? I
You
mean, mute
can-
myself.
You can mute yourself. Okay, so the agenda is approved and I'm moving on to public comment at this point. So non-agenda public comment. I'm watching the chat for anybody who wants to say that they have a non-agenda public comment item. I'm currently watching the chat for that. And I don't see any TikTok. Okay. If anybody, okay, no non-agenda public comment. I did see Officer Julie Dratt here. So she is next.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hopefully everybody had a good, happy, safe Thanksgiving. I just give a few updates. What I will tell you is there in Carmel Mountain at the malls, there's definitely an uptick in the shoplifting. So petty theft is happening at a few of the stores there. So just be careful with that because when they're out there too, they're probably also looking at cars. I know that yes, we're in a lockdown, but people are still shopping. It's Christmas time. People are still trying to get gifts, groceries, etc. So just please be safe. Keep watch your surroundings. Always lock your door. Don't leave things out in the vehicle in sight, whether it's, again, cables to your cell phone, the chargers, anything, packages, anything that's going to, draw attention to your vehicle, even an empty bag. So just try to keep that in mind and keep things out of sight at your home. So I'm just going to kind of cover a few safety things with the holidays coming up. If you're having packages delivered, which I know a lot of people are doing online shopping, just keep in mind to maybe have it delivered during times, if you can. Some places allow you to choose the time to have it delivered. If you can, do that. Or if you can have it delivered to a locked box, or if you have a trustworthy neighbor, let them know you have packages being delivered. So that way they're not sitting out on the patio. Because again, if it's there and if somebody, sometimes those are crime of opportunity as people are driving through the neighborhood, or if they are casing and following the delivery vehicles and they see it. So just please try to keep yourself from being a victim during this time. Keep things well lit in the evenings. And I will touch, I don't think we have any fire personnel to speak. So on that, if people have live Christmas trees, just make sure you guys water them so that way they don't dry out. Also, make sure that when you do leave the home, don't leave the trees lit. Only have the lights on when you're home. Other than that, just again, watch out for everybody. Keep an eye on your neighbors. Look out for them, see if anybody needs something. If you're going to the store, maybe you have an elderly neighbor that needs something, or just someone else in need. And I know you guys have been doing that throughout the pandemic, looking out for each other. So just that continued watchfulness is very helpful. So again, we appreciate everything that you guys do out there. Keep an eye on one another and just keep safe. And I will open it up for any questions for me.
Okay, anyone with questions for Officer Dratt, please signify in the chat and I'll unmute you. Questions going once, going twice. It looks like no questions for you tonight,
Okay.
Officer Dratt. We certainly appreciate everything you do for us and our community. We appreciate you attending our meetings and look forward to seeing you again in January. And if anyone has any questions for you that they didn't think of, we'll give them your email and they'll get in touch with
Okay.
you.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. For those that have Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. See you next year.
Thank you. All right. State Senator Brian Jones, representative. I don't believe we have anybody of that description here. Assembly Member Mainshine's representative, Rick. Are you here? Is Rick, anybody see Rick Hopfield? Let me, he often does attend, so let me make sure we don't have Rick, or we do have him. I don't see him. I don't see Rick. Okay, so moving on, Anthony George. I don't believe he's here. This was like the last day for Anthony and Mark Schaefer. So I don't know if they'll be attending or not, but I don't see Anthony George. Mark Schaefer, are you here? Anybody see Mark Schaefer? I don't see him. He had told me that he was going to pop in and say goodbye to us, but maybe we'll get him in the public comments next time, or maybe we'll never see him again. I don't know. We definitely appreciate everything that Mark Kersey and Mark Schaefer have done to work with us over their term and over the last couple of years here. Nobody from the mayor's office. Tony Kempton, not here. Basically, I checked in with planning about their attendance at these meetings, and with COVID and with their limited staff, they have moved to a attend 2 meetings a year policy for the liaisons that we have. And I believe maybe Tony hasn't been twice this year, but we've certainly been, we've had more than 2 times this year that city planning has been here in one form or another. They're not here tonight. And generally they're telling me if we don't have action items, they won't be attending unless we really need them for something. And tonight, I guess we don't, and we don't have them, so it doesn't matter. Okay, Congressman Scott Peters, rep. Not here. All right, subcommittee report from the trails. Really nothing new to report other than what I sent out on the latest cycle review, which is likely to be the last cycle review prior to the environmental report, which I've been told to expect maybe in January, but then again, maybe not. So that is really all I have on that. We haven't had a subcommittee meeting. We really haven't had any new movement or developments, but I will leave this time open for anybody that wants to discuss the trails. So anybody that has anything to add regarding the trails at this point, we'll go with board members, we'll go through board members first. I see Mark Mal has a comment he'd like to make. Do we have any board members that want to make comments about the trails before I go with public? I don't see any. Kurt does. Okay, well, Kurt, you can go first, and then Mark. You there, Kurt?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't really have anything specifically prepared for the trails, other than, you know, the debacle, the debacle of the Alante actually is what I'm really more worried about. And because that's already been approved and everything, I still feel like we should send something in terms of a response. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, have you done that yet, Eric? I don't
Response
know if
on
you have.
Alante?
Yeah.
That what, I mean, no, I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
we made our case. They voted, and I don't know what else. I mean, any response that we would send regarding that would be, I don't know where it would be displayed, or I mean, certainly we'll put in our annual report, you know, the way that we voted and how we feel about it. But again, you know what happens to those. I mean, if somebody wants to write up a summary or any other thoughts on it, I mean, I'd be happy to forward them along, but I don't think the city is going to consider any input on that at this point from us.
Well, my only gut feeling about it is that, you know, we kind of went, it feels like we're going down without a whimper, without saying anything. And it sort of just sets the tone, you know, by the city council for what they're going to do to us, you know, going through the voting for the trails project. And, you know, I did send you some recommendations that I think, you know, if you wanted to share that with the group, in regards to what we should do now. We can't quit. We can't stop talking. You know, we owe it to our community to keep up the fight as much as possible. I have to admit that, you know, even my own wife said, well, if the city isn't going to listen to you guys, why are you even doing this? And, you know, in my heart of hearts, I feel like, well, if we don't do it, who is going to do it? I mean, we're just going to let poor planning be allowed, and, you know, the continual mindless building of in our community that, you know, that we all love and cherish so much. I just, you know, we have to do something. We have to keep sending stuff out, keep firing salvos back at the city. You know, this COVID has been a convenient excuse for them to ignore us, whether it's through the city planners not attending our meetings, cutting us off at the planning commission and community council meetings, you know, not letting us speak our full 3 minutes and only giving us 2. And then, you know, they're able to push the mute button on anything we say that they may not like or want anybody else to hear, which is very controlling and very not open, you know, not being transparent to the community at large. So that's all I really had to say. But
Well,
anyway,
I don't think anyone disagrees with any of that. I think that when I attend I mean, the city isn't just ignoring us, they're ignoring all planning groups, and they're ignoring the community planner committee as well. So it's not unique to Carmel Mountain Ranch. As special as we are, they don't see us that way. And as far as firing another salvo on Alante, I mean, I don't want to be defeatist here, but it's over. Alante is over. It was approved as proposed. Jim Peters is asking how many units and how it's a 4-story, 50 unit, 52, 54 units, something like that. I don't have that right in front of me. That's not on the agenda tonight. Brian Hollinsworth could certainly tell us exactly what was approved, but it was approved as proposed. And yes, we have submitted numerous objections to the Trails project as they were going through cycle review. And those issues that we raised have not been addressed in any way, shape, or form by the city. Our letters, our comments, our recommendations go in the city staff report at the end. I don't know that this is even unique to COVID. It's the city's way of doing business, either pre-COVID, during COVID, after COVID. We're community planning groups are being slowly but surely snuffed out of well, I mean, I don't like saying this, but I mean, we've been rendered relatively irrelevant in the entire planning process. And it's a real shame. It's not what they say the mission of community planning groups is, but that's what's happening. And this is not a battle that we're going to be able to fight. I mean, as individuals, as communities, you know, we certainly tried to elect candidates to office who were talking about supporting community planning groups. Those candidates didn't win. I don't want to say anything negative or defeatist here. It's the reality of the situation.
No, I guess when I say COVID's been a convenient excuse, what I really mean is that the personal touch has been totally eliminated.
Well, that's
where in the past we were able to attend the meetings, you could look at the planning commission and the city council, you know, dead in the eye and tell them, and they can see our emotion. They're not getting that. This is just like the way sports is being handled on TV. Golf, there's no fans in the stands or along the fairways. The golfers don't have any pressure. The same thing with the planning commission and community council. They don't have any pressure. They're not hearing it. They're seeing all these words on pieces of paper. But they can just throw those at the trash. They can't do that in the community meetings where we can actually face them face to face. That's the drag to me. That's what I see.
I feel you. I feel you for sure. I mean, we attended the City Planning Commission hearings in person for Alante, and it was, I hate to say this, but it was largely, or was it we attended a couple of city planning hearings for the initiation hearings, and I mean, they kind of did the same thing to us there. Yes, they have to see us there, but I mean, it's unfortunately, you're right about it in terms of where we are with the current state of things and COVID, but even pre-COVID, they sit up there in their panel, we're down in the gallery, they see us, and if we go over our 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 1 minute or whatever they decide to give us, they buzz you out. I mean, it's the city planning process purports to include recommendations from community planning groups, although as we've discovered through studies and other people looking at this, they largely ignore those recommendations because we're viewed as an impediment to development. And so, not to belabor the point, but I think everybody is in agreement with you, Kurt, in terms of, you know, what we do next, how we don't stop fighting. Obviously, we keep pushing as much as we possibly can. We keep working with other community groups, with the HOA as much as possible. We do whatever we can do, and we do whatever we're supposed to do. And what the city does with that, unfortunately, is not up to us. Regarding Alante, to the question that was asked, 50 units approved, 70 feet tall. Brian makes the comment that the only way to effectively communicate is with your elected officials one-on-one. And I'm reading Brian's comment here, and Brian spent tireless hours working on the Alante issue. Public meeting comments are not effective. Letter writing campaigns are ignored. Face-to-face and a one-to-one is the only effective way to make a case before public hearings. So what Brian is saying is, going forward, the only way to really drive the point home to your elected officials is to demand one-on-one meetings in person. And I don't know whether that's even possible at the present time. I would imagine you could demand a Zoom or some other, with every council member, not just, yeah, right, meetings can be virtual. And what Brian is saying is not just to go to your city councilman, but to go to all of them. And they will do virtual meetings. So I guess if we're inclined, if people are inclined, that's what we ought to be doing. And before people start asking me how to contact the city council, go to sandiego.gov. It's all right there. Any other comments regarding the trails? We're going to have a lot more in January on this, folks. I mean, the New Urban West is not here tonight. They didn't have anything. CMR United is going to have some stuff for us in January. New Urban West will have a presence here in January. So I think we're going to get a lot more discussion around this issue in January than we are tonight. And again, I don't want to give it short shrift, but at the same time, there's just not a heck of a lot that there's people. I didn't see people waiting to get in. Sorry. Okay. So there was okay, Mark Mal back in. He lost his internet. Yeah, Mark is back in, and I'm going to unmute him because he had a comment. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, yeah, finally I got back. All
Yep.
right. So what we know about the project, about the public hearing, about the trails. The thing is, we're at home and we're locked down, but the project is moving very fast and quickly. As you mentioned, there's going to be all the cycles pretty soon going to be ended. So here what I wanted to say, it's a three things here going on with the project. The public hearings, number one, it's supposed to be free public hearing. As I understand, it's number one, public hearing for conditional use permit number 87-0568 should be. I did read myself that conditional use permit for the golf course. And it said specifically there, it's any amendment, cancellation of the conditional use permit held by the city, by the golf course, have to go through the public hearing process. Okay, this number one. Number two, public hearing for the rezoning have to be done. Okay, number three, public hearing for the trail at CMR, project number 65-2519. So either what we know about this, it should be a free public hearing, my understanding, or they combine it is in one. This is what we need to find out from the city to make it knowledge about this, what's happening. Okay, so this is what I want to say. A number, it's not agenda, but it's kind of connected to agenda. It's a professional question to you, Eric. What in real estate, okay, tell us, what can stop any transaction in the real estate?
What can stop a transaction?
Yes, any transaction in the real estate.
Well, I mean, there's any number of things that could stop a transaction. It, you know, most often would come from the buyer's side disclosure issue, inspection issue, lending issue, other review of public records, you know, things like that. Definitely.
How about from the seller side?
A seller can only stop a real estate transaction if the buyer is in some form of contractual default. That's a short answer to a complicated question.
Well, if it's, let's say, the seller is in lawsuit,
Well, that would be disclosed to the buyer and that would definitely be a problem, yes.
okay, we've got my answer. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you. To Mark's points and questions regarding public hearings, we have been notified of none. None are scheduled. There's going to be a planning commission hearing for the trails. I don't know about any hearing upcoming for any conditional use permit regarding the golf course. I can explore that and respond next month. So at this point, we don't have any information on upcoming public hearings. I'm reading to Kurt. As a recommendation, we probably need to resubmit our comments before including. Yes, resubmitting all this stuff. I mean, the thing about resubmitting stuff is it's been submitted and it's going into a city staff report. Resubmitting it will bring it top of mind, I guess, but it's not going to change anything that they're doing. Resend all newly elected city council. All right, Kurt, it looks like you're in charge of all of that. I mean, let me know what you need from me. I'm happy to provide anything and get it all resubmitted when the council reconvenes. Follow up. Okay, Brian Hollinsworth, following up on his comment about one-to-one meetings. Follow up any presentations or letters with personal meetings. If the CPG can't do it, have individuals do it. The comment letter should be condensed to 2 pages max, John Chu says. Yeah, I mean, in any of this kind of stuff, we should talk about. And I think what the best course of action for us tonight has, not that I'm aware of, Robert Mallory is asking if New Urban West has added single family houses to the Trails project. I am not aware of any of that having happened yet, if at all. The latest cycle review had no comment about adding single family housing. We're going to have New Urban West here in January. We're going to have city council here in January. We're going to have possibly planning here in January. I don't know. We'll have CMR United with something to say in January. So I think we can certainly work on resubmitting all of this stuff, either through this board or through the golf course subcommittee. And if somebody wants to grab the reins on that, I'm happy to let you. Okay, any other comments now on the trails? We've had opened it up for the board. We had some discussion there, opened it up to the public. We had Mark comment. Let me go back to the agenda, see where we're going next. I had Troy Dom with CMR United on the agenda this evening as to be determined. And Troy messaged me and said that he is here tonight. However, not presenting anything tonight. We'll have information and or presentation for us in January. And if I got that wrong, Troy, please indicate so in the chat. I'll be happy to let you talk. But I think that's the crux of what you had said to me. Okay, it seems like I got that all right. So moving along, I don't have anything from the chair's report. We don't have any old business. We don't have any new business or any action items. So this is actually we're at the end of the agenda here. So unless there's any objections, I don't need to yeah, well, the elections we're going to announce in January as well. I'll mention it here tonight. Why not? Let's see. We have my seat up for election, Esther's seat up for election, Ryan's seat up for election. John Chu, you're up for re-election. So let's see. I need fingers here. Eric, Esther, Ryan, John Chu, that's 4. John Schroeder, that's 5. And this is the way this was set up. Joe Valencia would be number 6. We have 6 seats up for election in March, and that will be announced in January per our bylaws. And it was set up this way when we reactivated the board. We staggered the terms at the reactivation in October of 2018 so that the entire board would not be up for re-election at the same time. But we do have 6, including myself, up for re-election in March, which will be announced in January. So anything? Do I have a motion to adjourn? I see a second. Who made, okay. So Kurt Carlson has made a motion to adjourn. John Chu has seconded the motion to adjourn. I don't think we need to, do we need to vote on that? I don't think we need to vote on that, do we? I'm rusty here, folks. Yeah, if anybody objects to adjourning, you can put it in the chat in the next, yeah, everybody says we're all right. I don't see any objections. Okay, so we're adjourned. I'm gonna kill the live feed and I'm going to kill the recording.